My people, welcome back to your favorite this week. You and I talk show with Louise UWACU. My people, we are taking you to Deutschland. All right, my people, thank you for being here. Uwe.
Hallo.
Guten Tag.
Ja, guten Tag. Wunderbar.
Dankeschön for being here.
No, don't worry about it. I'm happy to be here.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you're going to show us how people celebrate the holidays in Germany.
Yes.
And what they eat.
Yeah.
So the first question would be, where's the beer?
I know, beer is of course, ultimately, it has to be on every table, but we drink wine too. You know, in Germany you have a lot of Rieslings, wine region in the Rheingau, so it's not only beer in Germany, it's also not only Oktoberfest, that is more in Bavaria. So I'm from Cologne, it's more from the west, and the cook in our restaurant, Stefan Hartmann, he's from Berlin. So yeah, and yeah, we brought some dishes for the winter time, basically.
Yes, yes. So is Christmas a big thing in Germany?
Oh yes. I mean, you have everywhere the Christmas markets in every city. And in comparison to Vancouver, it's free. So you get in for free and then you buy or you eat or whatever. So, of course, it is the biggest holiday season basically in Germany too.
Of the year.
Yes.
And what you have brought us here today is what people usually, some of the favorites that people usually eat.
I mean, we have here in the Bauhaus Restaurant in Vancouver, we do, of course, winter dishes, hearty German cuisine. And I brought a few with me, like really German classics. So I just open all of this and throw it maybe
on the floor over here.
Over there, okay.
Yeah.
So we just open all of this first.
Yes.
So. And,
my people who are not on set, I don't know, man. You should have been on set.
So, and it is Sauerbraten and it is Roulade. Beef roulade. So, and I explain both dishes basically. Both are basically braised dishes. And so here is the beef roulade. What is basically, so think about it like a flat iron steak. You hammer it, you roll it up, and inside you do pickles, cucumber, bacon, and mustard.
Wow.
So you put that here inside, it is rolled up. You know, and it's like 6 hours braised.
Ooh.
And so you can eat that with, I think here is a little sauerkraut. So
I'm getting hungry already just by the
also,
smelling of it. It's so smelling
and that
so good.
is red cabbage. So you can put this here.
I wish the camera could pick up the smell because
It's really good. And you eat it with a potato dumpling.
So that's a potato
dumpling, yeah. So, and the second dish, basically, so you're gonna put a little sauce, just pour it out a little here, so. And so that is like 6 hours braised. Wow. You know, so it gets really hearty, basically. So you can put it here. You can also, I mean, it's maybe a little cold now, but you can, of course, just try it. Try a little, cut the beef, and then with the dumpling.
Ooh, I'm such a carnivore myself.
So,
this is such a perfect dish for carnivore people like me. Oh my goodness, look at how it's cutting. It's cutting so soft, so great.
Yeah. And here the red cabbage is of course also done over days. There is like vinegar in and so on. So it has to really soak in. And the second dish is the most complicated and most expensive dish we do basically for us. Not for on the menu, it's not expensive. Most expensive is Sauerbraten. And that is like from my hometown Cologne, the favorite dish, right? So Sauerbraten is you have a big beef roast. And and you burn it a little in a pan, put it in a pot, 15 liters red wine, 1 liter balsamico, apple juice, spices, 6 days in that pot. So every day you turn it, and then you braise it 8 hours.
6 days?
Yeah. Then you braise it 8 hours, and I mean the sauce is of course to die for.
But that takes so much patience. So this is for like people, oh no, this is why people need to come to your restaurant.
Yes, I mean, yeah, we are in Gastown, One West Cordova, you know.
Yeah.
And so a lot of German food is like presented by people they cannot cook, you know. But I brought a Michelin star chef from Berlin, Stefan Hartmann, and he really can cook. So we do classics in really good, you know, like the Wiener Schnitzel is from the veal. You know, a lot of restaurants do it from pork, and we do it, of course, with veal. So stuff like this, and I think people who come to us enjoy it a lot. Yeah. You have to try this too.
Let's take a short break. No, actually, I'm going to sample that one too before we go for the break.
Yeah.
And then
try a little from the potato dumpling, and then you will see that sauce is totally different. It's sour sweet, you know, but they are both one of my favorite dishes on the menu.
It's like I don't even want to go for break. I just want to keep eating.
You can. Yeah. Also, and here's a little applesauce. You know, like you normally. I mean, that is like kind of a joke here, but the applesauce fits very good with the sauce because a lot of in the sauce is apple juice, it's wine, it's vinaigrette, and the cold apple juice is a nice finishing basically for it.
My people, okay. Let's take a short break. Then we're going to come back. And then I'm going to sample
We
that
love
one.
you, the authors, the musicians, the comedians, the entrepreneurs, and all other talented and inspiring people. Please contact info@uwacu.com to be a guest on the show.
All right, my people, we're back. Today, I don't even know if I'm interviewing or just eating.
I saw that coming.
Yeah.
Actually,
So this is so good. Okay, don't nobody touch my food.
try a little corner
Because
of
this
the
is so
Sauerbraten
good.
too.
So then I'm going to try this one as well. Oh my goodness. Oh,
You don't even need a knife to cut it
because
like
it's
really
so
soft.
tender.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then the knife just, you know, it's
Goes
for
through it.
style.
Yeah.
But really, it's just so tender. So how many hours? Oh,
That is 8 hours braised.
Oh my
And it's
goodness.
before that 5 days in a pot. So, and gets turned every day.
So you marinate
Yeah.
for 5 days.
Yes.
And then on top of that, you cook it for 8
Yeah.
hours.
So you have basically 15 liters of sauce reduced to 1 liter in the end. You know, so it's very
Because
condensed.
it keeps
Yeah.
going in, so all the
Absolutely.
juice goes in here.
Yeah.
That's why when I'm eating it, I feel like keeping it in my mouth. I
Yeah.
don't even feel like swallowing it. It's so good in my mouth, right?
Yeah, I mean, that is really my favorite. I mean, you know, the sauce and so it really, it's very nice. Yeah. See, that is hearty German
you know what
cuisine
else?
for the winter. So, you know, like when there is we always say it's nothing better as German food when it's cold outside.
I'm also like a very picky eater. The fact that I'm actually enjoying this,
That's good.
I love it. So, what is the name of this again?
Sauerbraten means
Sauerbraten.
Braten means roast in German, and sour is sour, right? So Sauerbraten, yeah.
Sauerbraten.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Okay, let's try a little bit of the cabbage as well.
Yeah.
So how did you make this one?
It takes also 2-3 days. You know, it has to soak in with like some vinaigrette, some spices, and gets cooked, and then you know, so it's different as to just do red cabbage, cook it, and serve it. It really
it's so
is
good. I
also
want
kind of
some
pickled,
more.
marinated, right? So yeah.
Wow. So this is the good stuff that all the German people are eating over.
Yeah, but not only the Germans. I mean, it was hard in a bit. When we opened the restaurant, a lot of people had no clue what that food is. So we had to go to every table, of course, and explain the menu. So it was more work, as normally you put the menu down, people pick something. But some of our dishes, if you don't explain it to the guests, they will never order it. You know, if you read Sauerbraten or beef roulade, you think like, I don't know.
So this is the Sauerbraten and
Yeah.
this is the beef roulade.
Yeah.
But this is also beef.
Yes, it's both beef.
Which part, do you have like specific parts of the beef that you use for this
Yeah,
one?
it's shoulder and top round. Yeah, so it's like different pieces, and Stefan always buys huge chunks and cuts it on his own and rolls it up on his own.
I love how it's just falling together and just allowing me to just, it's like I don't even need my teeth anymore, you know?
Yeah.
Usually when you're eating meat, you're fighting with the meat.
Yeah.
But this one,
Yeah.
I don't have to fight with the meat, you know?
No, when it's long enough braised, you know, then it almost falls apart. And that is the reason for the sauce is so important, to keep it juicy, you know, because if you just braise beef too long and it's not covered, basically, it gets dry. You know, so yeah.
I feel so bad for you who are home just watching us eating. I wish you could feel how good it is. Ah, okay.
Yeah.
So at your restaurant, I've been to your restaurant, the Bauhaus.
Yeah.
So beautiful, very well done. I like the decor and
Modern
everything
style,
that you have
yeah,
done. You also have like a wine section.
Yeah.
So which kind of wines, like when people are selecting this food, which kind of wine goes with this and then with this?
I need here that you need red wine with that dishes, yeah. So we have a very big collection of red wine, but from worldwide. So the German red wines, the Burgundy, basically, Spätburgunder, I'm not the biggest fan of it. There are a lot of times for me too sweet or too sour, and I like Italian wines, I like French wines, I like wines from Napa Valley, and so I made the decision on white wine. We are very German and Austria, so the white wines are excellent in that region, but on red wine we go worldwide, basically.
Okay.
Yeah, and you can drink here with this a nice Malbec from Argentina, for example. You can also drink from Italy, Brunellos, Barolos, they are perfect with that.
So the funny thing is that you started out in this industry. You're a very well established and accomplished director and producer. What is the interest in food? Like, how did you know?
Yeah, I mean, it's basically, I'm a big foodie in general. I
But you're not fat. Like, how can you love food so much and still be so great chef?
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. Look, a lot of chefs are very thin because they have stress, they work and stuff like this. And I think it was, in my case, I traveled a lot for my movies. I shot in South Africa, Croatia, Romania, Bulgaria, and always I tried to find the best spots to eat. I mean, automatically, if you're stranded somewhere for a month or 2 or 3, you try to find good food. And so living in Vancouver, I think Asian food, you get everything here. But the modern European or German cuisine was not existing at all. So you get Italian food and more like British and French, but you didn't get that. So, and I felt like living here, why not opening a restaurant? But of course, I would never did it without Stefan Hartmann saying, I'm coming over from Berlin and do that with you, you know. So I can cook for 10 people, but I cannot cook for 100 people.
So even you yourself, you're a good cook.
Yeah, I can cook that too, but not for
the whole restaurant.
No, that would be like impossible. And that is the thing where Stefan Hartmann came in, and I'm very happy now with how it developed. You know, the beginning last year in May we opened, and beginning was very slow because people didn't know the dishes and stuff like this, and we are like basically full organic, so we are more a high-class restaurant, so it's not so cheap to eat in our restaurant. So, but then slowly but steady, people talked about it. We got on most of the lists in the top 3 of best fine dining and stuff like this. So, and that totally helped, and now it's busy.
All right, okay, we'll take a short break and come back. I think Bauhaus is my top one right now.
I talk show with Louise UWACU. We love you, the authors, the musicians, the comedians, the entrepreneurs, and all other talented and inspiring people. Please contact info@uwacu.com to be a guest on the show.
All right, my people, we're back. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna maybe put something here in the back so people can see the plate.
The food a little bit
Yeah,
more,
the food,
I put
you know?
it just down here.
And one here as well. you know,
Perfect.
so that people can see how good
Oh,
this
I even forgot something. Now I see. And no, but it's like, you know, you have the potato dumpling, and that is a bread dumpling.
Oh,
So
my
it's made
goodness.
out of bread, basically, you know. So, and I like the potato dumplings more, but you should try
You know
that,
what?
of course.
Now that you talk about the potato dumpling again, let me take another sample. You know what? I didn't even know that they make dumplings out of potatoes as well.
Yeah, so you
This is
basically need to make a powder out of the potato. You dry it totally out. Then you mix it with water again, and you have like a dough. And then you form the little ones and throw them in the water. And after 10 minutes, they're cooked. So, and the bread dumpling is basically the same thing, but made out of bread. You know, so you basically make a powder out of buns, and then you reform it as a dumpling.
You know, another thing that I'm noticing that your food is on the healthy side. It's like on the natural, organic,
Yeah.
you know.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's
like
an expensive
there's no gluten
restaurant,
in it, or,
you know, but
yeah.
you're serving really like quality food.
Yes.
Where do you get your food from?
A lot of deliveries and farmers, and it was for me important. I'm not a big fan of like meat factories. You know, like I'm a member of PETA and so on. So for me, it is important that you have free range and biodynamic food, basically. So, and that is also the reason I tell the guests, pay that $5-6 extra for a dish, but it's bio, right? It's like organic, and I
What
think
did you
it's,
say? This is so good. I just
bread
want to
dumpling.
call everything
It's good, no?
good. Bread? Is it
yeah,
bread?
bread dumpling. Yeah,
Bread. So there's bread in there.
yeah.
So
Absolutely.
how is this one made?
Yeah, it's also like
so
powdered,
good, I'm
you
sure
know,
it's
and
such
then
a-
it gets reformed basically with a lot of the spices, and that gets cooked only. That is in the pan, you know. So you do that in a frying pan. Yeah, it's nice, no?
Okay, say something because I'm eating.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, of course, we have other. We have a tasting menu too. Like if people just want 6 courses, smaller portions, they're getting more European modern. And then on the classic side, we have of course cheese spätzle, like with 3 different Switzerland cheeses on noodles, basically, and the Wiener Schnitzel. A lot of people come for the Wiener Schnitzel, and it's always when people don't know what it is, I say, think about a massive, big chicken McNuggets. But it's from veal. But it looks like this, basically, like a thing like this, right? And it's very thin, but very crispy and very nice with warm potato salad or with pan-fried potatoes. It's super good.
So how long does Christmas go on in Germany? Because I'm thinking with this kind of food, you want to keep Christmas going.
Of course. I mean, we will not change the Christmas menu before like end of January.
Okay, yeah,
You know,
because
so you
I'm
always have
thinking
that
it's
2-3
so good.
weeks later. Yeah.
You want to give people time to
Yes.
like come
Yeah.
to eat.
Yeah. And it's like some people, I mean, for example, today the weather is so snowy and everything, there were people will say, oh, I don't come. So then it's tough to get a reservation and so on. And so they will come in January and eat in January. And a lot of dishes, like the Wiener Schnitzel is always on the menu, but that are typical winter dishes. They are not in spring on the menu. Then we do different stuff.
So when you first started in Vancouver, this is like such an innovative thing in Vancouver. Do you even have enough German people in Vancouver, or what is your clientele? Is it people from everywhere? Like,
yeah, I mean, that was the thing. It's like I had no clue how many Germans emigrated to Canada in the 60s, very early. So you have the second generation now here, where the kids are, say, my parents are from Germany, but I'm born in Canada. And they're coming too, because they know from their mother some dishes we do. And but at the same time, you have a lot of people, they want other food as what is there. I mean, you cannot just go to that. I mean, here in Vancouver are maybe 5 to 10 high-end restaurants. And you cannot, I mean, you're done with them in a way, right? So you cannot eat like every week there. So, and I think they were happy to have an additional choice now.
and the name that you chose for your restaurant,
Bauhaus, yeah.
yes, does it have a special meaning for you?
Yeah, I like the Bauhaus, the architecture style. It's very efficient. We focus on the food, so we don't have white tablecloths. It's more modern, you know. So, and I felt like the design of the restaurant to do this Bauhaus style because it fits to the kind with cooking. And it's really focused on good food, basically, and not on you have a vase here, a painting there, and so there is in our restaurant is no distraction from talking to the people you eat with and eating. Yeah.
And the other good thing that I found out about your restaurant too is that you also have like wine events.
Yes.
So people who don't know about wine,
Yeah.
they come to you, they learn.
Yeah.
Like, what are you teaching them? I mean, we can't drink today because otherwise...
I would, but...
Maybe after the show.
Yeah. So it is basically, my idea was I do a wine club where on that dinners, next Monday is one with Italian wine, for example, and I said, okay, we charge for the wine only what I pay plus 10%. So that they know, who comes to that wine events, knows they can get wine very cheap in comparison to the normal price in a restaurant. That is the first thing, to not like rip them off. To not say, oh, my wine club, and then you overcharge or something. It's the opposite. It's very cheap for them to drink high-end wine. But we always pick one region. And I prep it a little and tell them a little about the region. What we did Australia, for example, and we did also Austria, and we did Canada already, and we did Napa Valley Cabernet. So, and I think that people love it. So we're always like 15, 20 people there, but not new people can come anytime on that special. It's on our website, written then, and it's a lot of fun because you meet other people too. You talk to other people, and we always make a tasting menu based on the region. Like if we eat Italian, like if we drink Italian, Stefan Hartmann cooks Italian for us. That is a lot of fun.
All right. Okay, we'll take a short break and come back and finish. Thank you.
A talk show with Louise UWACU. We love you, the authors, the musicians, the comedians, the entrepreneurs, and all other talented and inspiring people. Please contact info@uwacu.com to be a guest on the show.
The best interview I've ever done because I'm eating
got
at
some,
the
yeah.
same time. I'm eating at the same time. So how are you finding the restaurant business? You know, I mean, the transition, well, not a transition. Have you left the other? You're still in
Yeah, but
the
I'm not,
movie
as a director, I retired for now. You know, my last movie was the Rampage President Down, an action thriller. It's actually now out on iTunes and Netflix and so on. And I left this, but my company is still in the movie business, so we sell movies from other people. And but that doesn't take so much time for me anymore as directing a movie or and so on. So I focus really on the restaurant right now, and it is a totally different business as the film business, but it's also interesting to learn new stuff and to see how the people react. I'm mostly every night I'm there. I talk to the guests. I want to find out what is the response, right? So do they love the food? What and if they have to criticize something, they can do it. So it's learning by doing, you know. And but I felt always if you have great food, you cannot fail.
Yes.
You know, and I think that is the biggest thing, and I think that we proved that right now, that it's really, I think a lot of restaurants, they fail because the food concept is not there. It's just like that idea, we make a restaurant, but then you get the same stuff as you get everywhere else, and so on, you know, and I think the food is the key, the rest comes from alone.
And I think that's also the way you talked about your restaurant, the design of your restaurant, not trying to distract from the food. I mean, that tells people that you really focused on giving people really great food. Because at the end of the day, people don't go to a restaurant to look at how beautiful the restaurant is.
Yeah.
You know, it's when they eat such great food that they're like, okay, we're going to tell our friends. Like I'm telling everybody in Vancouver right now.
No, but it's really the word of mouth is the only advertising what works with restaurants. It's really like people go out, they eat, they say to the neighbor, to friends, I just went to that restaurant, it's good, right? And so bad word of mouth is of course the end of a restaurant. So, and I think our word of mouth is very good, what is very good. But I think also it is good that a lot of times the chef is also the owner. And in our case, not. So I can give Stefan Hartmann neutral feedback. You know, he would not have the time to talk to the guests, but I have it, you know, so, and I think that is good. It makes it, so sometimes we're fighting, you know, but I think it makes everything better when when somebody is not so involved in the cooking and can really look out for what the guests really want and where they're reacting positive to, you know, and I think that is, that works very good.
Yeah, because sometimes as the chef, you may not be, you know,
Yeah.
you may not know from the customer side. So you
Yes.
should be. So
Yeah.
what about the money, you know, like making money?
Yeah.
Don't you make more money in the movie industry?
Yes.
Like how?
That was, the movie industry made it happen that I could open a restaurant.
Okay,
basically.
okay.
So it was, you know, that of course. And to recoup like my investment in that restaurant, like that great build we did basically on that floor, that will take 5 to 6 years before I'm on zero, you know. So, but that was clear. I mean, it was not like that I thought I make millions of dollars with the restaurant in the first year and I'm very happy. It's really like you have to look every day how many guests you have, how many waiters you need, how many chefs you need. You know, like if you have 40 guests, you cannot have 10 waiters. And you cannot have 10 cooks. If you have 150 guests, you need the 10 cooks, you need the 15 waiters. So I think that is a thing where a restaurant you need to manage every day, basically, on a day-to-day basis, or you will not make money. You know?
But I can see how your director and producer skills come in, because as a director and as a producer, you have to bring so many people together for the same project. And I'm under the impression that for the restaurant, you also have to bring in so many people together for the same project.
Yeah, I think that is actually a good skill I learned, like to communicate with a lot of different characters, a lot of different people. And chefs are not easy, you know, so to handle them. But on the other hand, Stefan is a team player and he listens. You know, it's not like that he says, I don't care what the people think or I don't care what you think. No, he listens and he wants to make food what the people love, basically. And I think that is a very good thing.
Danke schön.
Yeah, thanks so much that I was here. Yeah.
All right, my people. Okay, I'm just gonna let you enjoy what you're doing, and I'm gonna go back to eating. Thank you so much to Uwe for bringing this on set. It's so beautiful. Go check out his restaurant. It's so beautiful, even though he tried to minimize on the beauty side. And the food, oh my goodness. Okay, bye-bye.